Hello dudes and dudettes, and welcome to another concept video about the ULT-IMISS 2. And the name implies there has been a 1, and indeed there has. It is over there. I made a video about it roughly a year ago. And an ULT-IMISS is a bulk storage system designed to have some farms, maybe a general mob farm, an iron farm, a slime farm. That's how I use it. Connected up to it, and the items roll in a steady flow and end up in Minecart chest storage, and then you retrieve it via an automatically generated inventory. So that is what this video about. So if you expected something else, maybe something with horses, maybe something with the moon and its gravity and how it works on your sleep, then this is not a video for you. What does it do? Let me just show you this. This is important. This is automatically generated directory. Everything that goes into the system, for every full stack, it leaves a block here. So you actually can see here exactly what you have in the system. And this is also the place that you retrieve things from. You just queue one of these items, and when you do, your a stack of that will be delivered in this chest, or if you prefer it, in a shulker box right here. This is a manual input. You don't really need that for anything. It's just there, as a nice thing to have, because this system is actually meant to have items flowing in here from farms. Now this system really is insanely fast, so it's actually a problem for me to run it and keep up and tell you what's happening on every stage of the system. But I will try to have it running and demonstrate so you can see, roughly what's going on, and then I will go through every bit of it so you understand it without it, being actively running. Imagine that an item comes in here. Let's just take 2 stacks like that. What we have here is a send-off station for minecarts. We have minecarts up here, we have 1 minecart down here, and this chest in here, which is from the FabMiss, when there's exactly 1 stack, it fires a minecart and it goes out, and you can see it has this in the reverse order. It's fast. It goes over there, leaves the minecarts there, unloads there, and is broken there, and then it goes up into that chest again right here. And another one is fired because we had 2 stacks, and you can see it's really fast. It's really fast. And then we have the things going down here into this with double hopper speed. And when I say fast, I mean fast. Let's look at this side-by-side comparison. It's the old one on the left. And as you can see, it is still taking in items, and even though the new one is also slower in the beginning, you can see it is taking in items now as well, and now it's unloading. And the left one, the old one, is still taking in items when the first one has already delivered its items. It's taking in the second minecart on the right now, while this one is slowly unloading at hopper speed. And if we go down here on the new one, you can see that it has already received 1 stack, and the second stack is coming in right there, and the first one is not yet done with unloading. And that was the new one done, and the first one is just going back to to get its second stack. So there's really a big speed difference between the 2 systems. There you can see the second stack coming in at normal hopper speed, and with the new one we have achieved double hopper speed all the way, which basically means that things can dribble in from farms at hopper speed, more than hopper speed, and steadily all the time. And you can see when we get to the end of this, 76:51 seconds, that's a major difference. Now let me try and go through this at a steadier pace. When things dribble in here, when a full stack of something is here, it fires this minecart right here, which goes under this hopper and pulls out one. So we will actually have this thing where the minecart is reversed, you can say, so that the first slot is actually full and the last slot is free. I can try and show you right here. Is there some place I can do that? Right here. Normally when you fill a minecart, it will be filled like that. And it will always empty out in this order right here. But with this start contraption, it's actually filled like this, and this one is open. So the items that it pulls out is pulled out right here, which means that when we run the minecart over this piece over here, then it pulls out these, and only this is left to go down to the storage system. The place we pull out the minecarts are these two hoppers right here, and they just go down here into this drop elevator and up there again. And then the minecart goes over here. It pulls out an item, which goes directly down here into the automatic directory, letting us know that we have one stack of that item in storage. Then it goes here, empties out, and in here I have put a hopper minecart, so it goes really fast, and it's divided into two hoppers, one that goes that way and one that goes over there and that way. And then we have two hopper lines going down here to either side of this minecart chest. These chests right here are just backup minecart chests for the system. What you can see here is that when this system is full right here with 64 items, this changes this power of this, and these two spots right here are powered. One goes over here and powers this, which fires the minecart, and one goes over here and powers this, which starts a delay that is timed precisely so that there's time enough to take out one full stack from this chest. Then the minecart goes on over here, drops down because it's over this right here, this mud block, and the rail is pulled away, and it snaps down to this down here, and in here in two hoppers, because it's waterlogged and slow, it delivers all four minecarts it has inside, and then it goes over here, it delivers the items over here, and this works exactly the same way. This detector rail detects when the minecart arrives, and then you have a delay, and it's set to exactly the same time as it takes for it to unload its a stack of items, and then this one is pushed over and the minecart snaps down here, go down here, and is destroyed. Now, having had that explanation, let's just look at it one more time here. If I take a stack or two stacks and try and look at what's happening, you can see it's going down here and it's going at double hopper speed. And the first one is obviously slower than the rest because it will work in the meantime. Now it empties out, goes over here. It says all the minecarts taken out. It's emptied out now. It goes down there, breaks, and you can see this one flickering, and the minecart goes back. And via these hopper lines here, it goes into this main storage right here. This thing right here, it may look very complicated from this side. And some of it perhaps is a bit, but it's really not. most of it, this, and if we go around this right here, and this right here, and this right here, and this right here, and even something over there and down there, it's all just dropovators. It's Tickman 88 silent dropovators. And just to show you what I mean, this is a system without any dropovators. And as you can see, a lot less is going on. So a lot of the things over there is just about getting items back up in the system. And I could have used water streams. I actually tried it out, but I like the system to be as silent as possible. And if you have droppers pushing items into water streams, they will be clicking. And in this case, there's no clicking, and I like that better. How about retrieving items then? Well, as you can see right now, we have put things in here. You can see this is the total of our main storage, what we have down here. And up here, we can see what it is. So if I just queue some items, for instance, well, let's just start off by seeing, because I think there's something over here. Let me take out this so you can see there's nothing there. And let me queue some items here. We say we want some redstone, stone, and 2 irons, for instance. And it all goes down in this system right here and goes down to this little kind of filter right here where it spaces it out so it can only take 1 item. This is exactly the same system that we have upstairs. It fires minecarts, and you can see it goes fast. It goes over here and it takes it out, and when it has taken it out, it go over here and empties it out and is broken, and then the minecart is going back to the system, and the other minecarts, the four ones are taken out here before it goes down here. And as you can see, this it's so fast I can't explain it while it's going on. And you can see this is the items already coming in right here. It's pretty fast. So let's just try to see it again. You queue an item, it goes down here via these hoppers, and it ends here. And this an item here starts the system right here, fires this block over here, and a minecart is dispensed from down here. And again, this is the system where it pulls out 5, it takes out 1, and it ends up in the reversed order. Then, which means that it's the back slot that is open, and it goes over here, it pulls out 1 item in the last slot, and it goes over here and underneath this, and it can pull out a stack of whatever item it has in the last slot. When it's full, and I measure that here with these things right here and here, this track is pulled back by this piston right here, and as the minecart is now standing on soul sand or mud in this case, it will be automatically snapped down on this rail right here, because that's the behavior we found out when we did the FabMiss, that if you have a minecart and you have soul sand or mud, it will snap to go through and snap to a rail underneath it. This rail is powered, but it's also waterlogged, which means that these 3 hoppers right here will pull out the 4 first hoppers that's in the minecart, which means now only the last slot is left, which is full with the items. It goes over here, and in here I have again buried a minecart that's standing on 2 hoppers, so it works at double hopper speed, and the items are pulled out, and when it comes, it passes this detector rail and starts this delay right here, And that is timed so that when all the whole stack is pulled out, the minecart is pushed over here, where it's destroyed in here, and then goes back into the system. So first it pulls out the 4 inside the minecart, the 4 minecarts inside the minecart, and then the final minecart is comes right there and is pushed up by this drop elevator back into this space right here, and then the system is ready and loaded again. Now, just as in the ULT-IMISS 1, there are, even though we have changed this up quite a bit because we're using mud blocks instead of having to push a physical block back, now the minecarts just snap down to the rail underneath. We still have an issue with a minecart standing on a detector rail and an comparator right here, that this comparator remains powered even though there's no minecart there anymore, which means that this one stays powered. That's why we have this weird thing here. It's basically just a piston which touches the comparator. It's kind of like a weird butt powering thing. So this needs to be there just to tell this that there's no minecart there, no current coming in anymore. Now the final and important element of this is of course the storage itself, the minecart chest, the central storage. And because there's just one minecart chest right now, we can actually see exactly what's in here. As more and more minecart chests are full, we cannot no longer see what the content of this is, which is why it is so important that this directory is correct, because that's the only indication we have of what's actually in the storage system. Now, when this gets filled up and when this hopper right here gets filled up with 2 stacks, then it sends a signal over here and it's registered up here, and with the delay it pushes this piston over the minecart, which means this one right here, we can try and do it like this, goes over, and did you hear it start? It pushed, it fired a dispenser right here, it fired a minecart, another minecart chest, and then it goes back and it fires another one, which means that right now you should probably have 3 minecart chests in there. And as you can see, you cannot see the other minecart chests. Sometimes maybe you can with one, but it's not like you can see when you have 20 minecart chests. It's not like you can click through them and see what's in there. You can only see one. And the reason that you don't just put in 20 or 100 minecarts chests to begin with is twofold. First of all, because there's no need to actually make that lag happen before it's necessary, because of course every entity in a system creates lag. And the other thing is, if I had 10 minecart chests right here and I put a stack of items through it, it would actually spread out as equally as possible through all 10 minecart chests, meaning that if you had 27 items, it could actually block off an entire row of minecarts, even though none of them were actually full. So we only want to have minecarts put in when it's actually full. Now I'm gonna risk destroying the directory now, because I'm just gonna put in some stuff like this, and I'm gonna put in some stuff here, and you can see what happened. It gave us another minecart, and that's how the system works. It's totally automatic, and of course, because it's very important that we do have fresh minecart chests in the system. If for some reason we run dry, then this happens. When the minecart is going over here, we don't want another item comes down, because there's more than one item we need to retrieve. We don't want a minecart to be sent off here before this one is emptied out, or has emptied out the inventory and has gone down right here. So we kind of need to make sure that that doesn't happen, and that's what this small setup here is for. As long as this is unloading, it sends a signal over here, and over here into this, which pushes out this block right here, so there's no connection. Even though there's items in here telling the system to send off a minecart, it's not able to because there's no connection. And then when this gets back, because this is gone, then it sends off another minecart. As I said in the beginning, you can have items coming up in this chest, but you can also have them going directly to a shulker box, and you can also have them going into a shulker box later, like we have right here. As you can see, you can just empty out this chest over here. So it's all up to you whether you want it in a shulker box or you want it in the chest, and it goes in pretty fast, double hover speed into this shulker box. Now in the Ultimus one, we had a chest here that allowed us to make like Onhands storage, so that it was like an old-time storage system where it had to be full, otherwise things would just dribble in, and then you changed out one of the filler items for instance, one item of something you wanted, and it would be filled up and be here, rather than you having to pull it out from the deep storage. And that was kind of neat, but it did slow down the system, and it did make the whole thing of building in here extremely tight and complicated. So I opted for just leaving that bit out in this one, because this system is so fast anyway that it doesn't take long to collect anything. Alright dudes and dudesses, thank you so much for watching. And I know this has been a bit more nerdy video than I sometimes do, so bear with me. There will be simpler things ahead as well. It's not like it's all complicated storage systems now. It's just, sometimes when you're in the groove, you make something, and that's just how it goes. And if you want even more, if you think this wasn't technical enough and you don't understand something, you might benefit from looking at the video of the ULT-IMISS 1, even though it works in a different way because it doesn't break the minecarts. The general idea is exactly the same, and I go more into depth with it in that video. Alright dudes and dudesses, thank you for watching again, and if you're brand new, subscribe, hit that belly button. It doesn't cost you anything. You can always unsubscribe if that's what you want, and do join our small Discord community as well. We love to have you, and then see you in the next one. Bye.